Hello, viewers, and a very warm welcome to another episode of Her Space. My name is Edna Thiongombogwa, and I'll be your host. Please remember to subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. And thank you so much for the support that you have given us so far. We love to have you around. Today we have a very special guest. As always, we have a very special guest, an amazing author of a beautiful book called Bounce Back Babe. Yeah? So I'm sure there's a lot in here for you as mothers and as women and as sisters and aunties. So without further ado, I'll welcome you, Clare, and kindly introduce yourself to our audience.
Thank you so much, Edna. First of all, I just want to say congratulations on the good job you're doing.
Thank you.
Yes, you're creating such an awesome space for moms to feel like they're heard.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yes, so my name is Clare Munde. By day, I'm a journalist, I'm an MC, and I'm also a moderator for corporate events. By night, or really by heart, really, I am an author. And I'm also a person who is very passionate about financial empowerment for women and mental wellness for women. And that really leads me into why I decided to author a book called Bounce Back Babe, which you mentioned, Edna, which is really a guide for moms on how to bounce back when it comes to their finances, when it comes to their mental wellness, and also their fitness, so that they can have that whole 360 good feeling about themselves. And I'm glad to be here.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
And well done. And that's such a good thing because, you know, when I was writing my book, I was just so excited about being a mom. I became a mom a bit late at 40. And so I was like, I just wanted to celebrate mothers. So before I could even do anything, I said, let me just ask people to talk about their moms. And I wanted people to celebrate their own mothers. Yeah. So my book is actually about our mothers, like your mom, my mom.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just talk about them, whether they're here or they've left us, just to remember them and to see what, you know, like for them to hear their own stories from their own kids, which was really touchy. And everybody wanted me to write a book about how to like do this. People wanted how to. Yeah. So I like that you've done it, because I kept on saying, guys, I don't even know anything about motherhood. I've just become one.
Yeah.
I don't even have the experience. I can't tell you how to become, which I think also there's no manual really.
There isn't.
But I like that you've done something that someone can, you know, like use to, you know, like take a few tips on how to, as you're saying, how to bounce back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm always very
tell us,
specific about it's bounce back, not snap back, because there's a whole obsession about snapping back. So it's not bouncing back. This is just getting to the next best version of yourself.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, you'll tell us a little bit about that. So welcome. In this podcast, we are big on celebrating mothers. And that's why we want the stories that we're telling to inspire other people. So whatever we're, you know, like I'm speaking about my mom, I'm talking about my own story. It just inspires another person who is younger or considering some things, and they can be able to take the lessons from stories. Earlier on, I had an educator who said that kids, you know, like it's very good to teach children from stories. So I feel like we need to tell our stories so that in the African setting, so we're not just watching Hollywood stories, but we're telling our own stories for our children to learn from that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about your mommy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my mom is late, but my mom, thank you. But she was awesome. She taught me everything I knew. And you know, when I'm in my motherhood journey, I look at the things that I was like, oh, that's why you are doing that. Yeah. So I remember my mom used to like continuously prod us to do something. She would be like, take your dishes to the kitchen.
Yes.
And I'm like, I heard it the first time. But then now that I'm in like toddler years, I'm like, do you know you repeat something like 10 times and you're like, oh, I'm just my mom. So it's like,
you became your mom.
You're not listening. So
yes.
I think she really taught us that whole idea of being responsible and just being gracious with yourself. So, you know, we are in the era of gentle parenting, and hey, it's not easy, because back then we used to get those spanks. And now I'm like, this gentle parenting thing is not easy. I'm like, go to the corner. What? They don't understand that. So it's difficult getting that balance. So I learned a lot about being resilient, being respectful, and just being gracious with yourself from my mom.
Yeah. Wow. A big shout out to her in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did a good job.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're representing.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, good. So tell us about your own story, your own motherhood journey. How was it? And how are you integrating? Nowadays, I'm not asking people how they balance. I was told there's no balancing.
Yeah.
There's no balancing. So just a little bit about your own motherhood journey and how you're integrating it with your day-to-day.
Yeah, it's not balancing.
And karibu sana, this is hibiscus tea.
Yes, I've already taken a sip and it's really good.
It's good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
So my own motherhood journey has been interesting. A lot of lessons are along the way.
Yeah.
I have 2 children,
Yeah.
2 under 5.
Okay.
And it's
Wow.
yeah. It's an interesting journey right
Yes.
now. So for me, it has been one of really prioritizing. I have learned that you need to prioritize everything. You know that thing about the rubber balls and the glass balls?
Yeah.
Before having children, it's like, today I feel like doing this, I'll do it.
You go for it.
Yeah. Tomorrow I don't feel like, but now you have to prioritize because I have children.
Yeah.
They have to be taken care of.
Yeah.
So it has been really being laser focused. And I think it's even helped me in work.
Yeah.
Because at work, I'm like, do I need to do this? Do I need to delegate that? So I feel it has even helped my work. I become a better leader because I know, do I need to spend my time on this? Or I can actually delegate. I can teach somebody how to do something and then you can go along with it. Before
Yeah.
I used to be like, I want to see every end of the project. Right now, like there is no time for that. I have to do my work. I have to go and take care of my children.
Yeah.
So it's a tough balancing act. So
Yeah.
for me, it has been all about delegation, all about prioritization, and more about being present. Because sometimes, we're not present. You're just like ticking the box.
I
took my
know.
kids to school. Pap.
Yeah.
I spent 15 minutes, but are you present? So
Yes.
I've learned the importance of being present. So I remember I had a eureka moment when I was plaiting my daughter's hair. So she has very long hair.
Nice.
And I used to feel like, oh, this is such a burden because we tried the salon thing.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
It was painful.
It was painful.
Yeah.
We went there with her hair undone. So I paid and her hair was half undone and I had to go back and improvise. So I realized salon is not hacking it.
Yes.
So I have to do it at home.
Wow.
So whenever I do it, I'd just be like, let's just get over and done with it. Like, just sit still.
Yes.
Let's finish. And then I realized whenever her hair was done, people would be like,
Oh,
she has
it's
such
so
beautiful hair
beautiful.
and everything. And then I was like, maybe I'm just not being present. I'm just like ticking the box. Let's just get your hair done. You know, the way people have YouTube channels, TikToks on teaching how to do your hair. Like moms have become influencers because they're teaching their kids, their daughters.
Yeah.
So I was like, these people are present. Why don't I just flip the script and look at it like, this is some quality time with my daughter.
You're spending with her.
Let me take the time, be present, do it. And it's been better. Of course, there are times she doesn't feel like it, but it's better when I'm not like, let's just tick this box. So being present is a big lesson that I've learned. And even in every sphere of my life, if I'm doing this, if I'm here with you, I'm present with you. I'm not thinking like, hey, I have this and that to do. Let's, being present because, actually life is short.
Yeah.
Those however many years is short, so you must be present in everything that you're doing,
and it helps you to enjoy the moment
exactly
and to calm down a little. Yeah because there's always another place to go.
Yes,
regardless
irregardless
irregardless of uhuru.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. And your journey, like, in becoming a mom, you talked a little bit about postpartum.
Yes. So that whole journey was, my pregnancies were easy, so to speak. I didn't really have anything extraordinary happening. So, of course, the usual nausea, though some women are lucky not to have the nausea, I had the nausea and whatnot, but they're pretty much easy. So I'd say this, with my first child, it was simple. I was excited. I wanted to be a mommy.
Yes.
Here she is and everything. Of course, it was new and everything, the sleeping and whatnot. But, they say 0 to 1 or 1 to 2, what's the more difficult thing?
Yes.
And many people say it's from having no child to having one child. For me, I had a rough time going from 1 to 2.
Oh, is it?
Because I was like, these are now 2 children under 5.
Yes.
You still need to take care of this other one. She's not a big girl. She needs mommy. She's like, okay, so who is this new person? I've been the only baby. So that was rough. Balancing the 1 to 2 kids was not easy. And then, I didn't have a live-in. Whenever I tell people that, they're like, are you mad? How do you live without a live-in nanny?
Okay.
So I used to have a commuter. So during the day, I come back, she's gone by 5. I have to do
By
my
5?
Yes.
Not even
I
7?
know, imagine.
Why?
I don't know. When I look back at it, I was
And
like,
we live
what
in
is this
Africa
about?
where we have
all this. And we need to be careful about that
I know.
because the 8 hours are still the 8 hours of work. We just
know.
had the International Domestic Workers Day, and they are talking all about, 8 hours of work is 8 hours.
So
it just becomes slippery.
was it because of her availability or it was your decision?
It was her availability. Now, I got a very, very good nanny.
Okay.
And so I was like, and she has a child as well, so she couldn't be a live-in.
She needed to take care of her child
yes,
in the evening.
so I was like, I've had all these stories, horror stories about nannies.
Yeah.
I've gotten a good one.
Keep
I'm going to
her.
make it work.
Yeah.
Even though you can't live with us, I'll make it work because she loves my kids. So I was like, let me make it work. But it was now taking a toll on me. So one is crying here, another one is crying there. So it can take a toll on your mental health. That really prompted me to put that mental health part of my book. So it really comes down to, you need to have, if you have a partner, you have to communicate what you need. Because, sometimes we assume, hey, so you see I'm here with kids.
Yeah, like,
do something. Yeah, but you actually have to communicate. What do you need?
Yeah.
Should I be taking the bigger one when you do this? Or what do you need? Because it's not always that obvious. So it comes down to that. So I had like stress the first 3 months trying to adjust. I was just all over the place. I was just irritable. Like everything is like, I just go off on people. So I always say, have that community, that village. As you said, we're in Kenya, we're in Africa, we have people to help. But people cannot help you the way you want unless you tell them what you want. Because to me, I might think helping you is I'll come and cook for you. But for me, what I really need is for you to take my baby and I get a few winks of sleep.
Yeah.
Because without sleep, we are cranky.
It's true.
We are cranky and you can't function well. So for me, it was that transition from 1 to 2 that was a bit rough.
That's
but then,
interesting.
but then now communicating
what
to the people
feeling.
around, that I need this kind of help really helps. So I'm always like, just say, what exactly do you need? Don't assume that people should know what you need.
I know.
Yeah.
And we are always imagining we should be strong.
Yeah, that this strong philosophy, what is that? Like, we are not here to be strong. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can we be fragile
like
for a second?
Yes, like it's like you're just survival mode. No, that's not what motherhood should be. Yeah, it's not all rosy, but it should not be like you're just a survivor. I don't like when I hear you're a strong woman. No, I don't want the struggle life. No, ups and downs, but not the struggle. Like thrive. Let's thrive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because we were taught like that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just be a strong woman. Everything on you. That's why your mental health is failing.
Exactly.
That's why people are doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Suffering.
I know.
Yeah.
Trying to impress.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to ask for help.
And we don't know how to ask for help.
Yeah.
We don't know how to ask for help. And it just brings me to, I'm not going to mention the people. There's been a story that has been going around right now about some influencer couple or things that didn't go well. People are suffering in silence. So to the world, it looks all rosy, but people are suffering in silence.
Yeah.
So no.
Yeah.
Don't suffer in silence because if you're not mentally well, you're not going to be good to your children.
For your children and even for your work.
Exactly. So you must be well. Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting because I would have expected when you're transitioning from one baby to the second, you're already used.
That is the fallacy because even no two children are alike. We know this, but it's not. Even breastfeeding, Jan, you think that, with the first, I struggled, but I got the hang of it.
Yeah.
My friend, you will start all over again with baby number 2. Because for me, I was like, I had struggles initially with the latching, but I got the hang of it. So I was like, by number 2, my friend, it was back to school all over again.
Wow.
So no two children are alike. And it's just back to school again.
Yeah. Like you should, like the support is needed throughout.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good knowledge.
Yeah.
Because even people can just ignore and say, that's the second child already.
She knows how to do this thing.
You're ready, so you're a pro.
A pro.
Yeah.
No.
Akuna.
Back to square one.
So tell us a little about what inspired you to write.
Yeah, so writing, I've always been passionate
And
about
you've done
writing.
so well. You're
Thank
so
you.
busy. Journalism is hard work.
Yes.
Especially being a woman there.
Exactly. Yes. So actually how I came into journalism is interesting. I've been there now for I was counting as 15 years in journalism.
wow.
I'm like, but my background is not journalism.
Okay.
My background is finance. I have a master's in finance.
Oh my
but
God.
I know.
And also HR.
Yes, and also HR. So how that came to be is that when I finished my studies, and I was also interested in journalism, but I took finance. So I used to have a column in the newspaper just
Who is
writing
interested in journalism and then they do finance?
I know.
It's crazy.
But then we are multifaceted people,
We are.
And women, we are multifaceted. We have so many
Completely.
different interests.
Yeah.
So I was interested in journalism, but I ended up taking the finance and HR. So I started off with a column in the newspaper just about job hunting and the whole process. So my editor then was like, you break down things into such a simplified way. Would you consider coming to the newsroom? Because a lot of journalists back then had the background in journalism. And business needs the business side of it. So now when I came in, I was able, to interpret the financial statements and whatnot, but now break it down in a simplified way.
So
that's
for
how
the audiences to understand.
Yes, because we're right now in finance bill. Do you pay attention to those things? Do you understand? Yeah. Because it seems so complex.
Exactly.
It's far out there.
Yeah.
But if you're able to break it down, how does it affect you?
Yes.
You as a mom. If diapers are going up, how does that affect you?
Like how Gen Z's broke it down for us through in TikTok,
on TikTok and in different languages. So that's how I started. Then I moved to broadcast and to digital, and the rest is history. So that's how I got there. So juggling has been quite a process. And then how I got to writing my book. We spoke a little bit earlier.
Yes.
This is my third book, but this is the first published one.
Okay.
So I've written a lot, but I had not gotten down to publishing. And I was like, my friend, these resolutions, we cannot just be saying we are going to get on with it.
Yes.
We must get on with it. So this happened to be the first one that I published. And it came out of the need from other moms.
Yes.
So whenever I'd be with my mom friends or in mom circles, similar things kept on coming up. There was a thing of the mental health.
Yeah.
There was a thing about the finances.
Yes.
And there was a thing about the physical. New mom body, how do I get back in shape? So I thought, these are things that I know. I have my finance background.
Yes.
I'm very big about mental wellness. And then that element of physical, because I didn't really struggle to get back, but it's not the same for everybody. So I was like, how can I break this down for people to understand in a way? Of course, we're all different, but in a way that you can also try and implement things. So that's how I ended up with the Bounce Back Babe. It's just a guide for how do you get your physical back in shape? How do you get back in shape? How do you get your finances back in the right sphere of everything? Because financial wellness is so important for women. We should not just be sitting there and be thinking other people will sort our financial problems. You need to be financially literate.
Yes.
So that's why I put everything down together in Bounce Back Babe. So I want other babes to bounce back in whatever they feel stuck in.
Yes. So just going through it, just tell us a few things. For I can see you've divided it into 4 stages.
Yes, so it's actually in 3 stages. It's the preconception, the pregnancy, and then the first year postpartum.
Okay.
So why I found it important to talk about the preconception stage is because sometimes, there's the oops that happens, but then there are some people who plan, but they don't know some things that you can do to really help you along the way. So when it comes to fitness, the element of fitness, sometimes people are not in their best shape before, and then that hurts your recovery postpartum. So it's always good to be exercise, whether it's walking, whether you're into CrossFit, whatever it is, do it, because when you're postpartum, my friend, if you are not in good shape, it can be very difficult.
It gets worse.
So I wanted people to get to understand why you need to get these things in order before. If that happens, if it's an oops, now we'll deal with it after. But if you can plan for some of these things, get whether it's 5,000 steps, I know there's a whole movement of 10,000 steps right now. Get your fitness in order. Get your finances in order. Have you gotten insurance? There's some things that people don't think about. Then you go to hospital and your bill is, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands. You're like,
what?
Oh
my God.
Did
Then
you think
you're
about
stuck
some
in there.
insurance? So things like that. And then some people don't even know that if you're getting insurance and you're not on corporate, you have to get that insurance 9 months too. So you don't, I conceived and then you're going for insurance.
They
my
tell
friend,
you, please, 6
this
months.
was contemplated.
Yes.
Not 6, 9 months.
9 months before.
Some is 12.
Like almost a year.
Yes, as in, don't come to us when you're pregnant.
When you're already pregnant,
Because they're insuring a risk.
Exactly.
You cannot be bringing the risk. So, so those are some of the things that moms don't always know. And then later they're like, well, my bill... And then you're starting your journey with debt, and that also affects your mental health.
Yeah.
So it's good to have your things in order whenever you can. Of course, there are situations that are beyond you, but if you can have your things in order, it makes the stress less.
Yeah. Those are good tips. Yeah, those are very good tips because I think it's always good to prepare. Yeah.
When you can.
If you can. Yeah, and you have so much time anyway.
Yes.
You're given at least a good stretch of 9 months. Even if it was an oops.
If it was an oops, then you should have a sinking fund. Because sometimes you're just seated there, then you're like, oh, we needed a car seat. But those 9 months, couldn't you have been putting some money aside? You go and find out, okay, a car seat is what? 20K, depending on what you want, 20 to 50, depending on where you are.
Exactly.
Couldn't you have put some money aside? So some things don't act like it's you know, like I'm always like, women, get with the program. Don't be don't be like you're shocked about things. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to the diaper store, like, my friend, get please. It's actually not a good look. Couldn't expect, my friend, what you are just sitting there. Like I know of a lady, and she allowed me to do this, to say, I won't say her name, but she got, baby showers, the way you get like a diaper cake. So she had enough diapers for quite a number of months. So by the time it was time to actually buy, she was just like, hey, quality diapers are usually, my friend, where have you been living? Diapers are not cheap. And that's why you need to be financially literate. And you understand even the financial bill. If there's VAT added, what does that mean for you? Like, don't be ignorant. My friend.
Zero rated, we don't, you're like, Kwani, how much was it before?
So it's not a good thing, honestly, to just be a passerby in your own life, even for your own children. And I know some people might be like, but I have some unpopular opinions, but I am so big on women being financially empowered. You can get, there are people who are like, I'm a passenger princess, I'll be rescued. Okay, be rescued, but be financially savvy.
What is that?
Passenger princesses. Like
what is that?
Like, I have a guy who will rescue me. I have a rich guy, who will sort my life.
From where?
My life strategy is to get rich. Which, by the way, okay.
Is that even possible?
It's possible, but if you're going to do that, please also still be savvy. Be savvy on your own. At least be
knowing even what that rescuer is rescuing.
Have a clue.
You're even being rescued you don't even know what it is.
I'm telling you. So just get with the program.
Educate yourself
financially.
I think it's a good thing.
It is.
It's a good thing. And to educate ourselves, to prepare, it helps us. And also, I like what you're saying about mental wellness, because when you start getting shocked last minute like that, then of course it will affect your mental balance or how your health. Your mental health, and then it will affect how you raise the child.
Exactly.
And even yourself, please. How are you going to bounce back?
If you're just there, And by the way, this is not a pass for men to not do what they need to do, but I'm just saying also be savvy as well. You get, because it's
when not when you're savvy, you even know what to ask.
Exactly.
If you're asking.
Exactly.
Of course, we want holistic parenting, like we want partnership. I do not also subscribe to the school of like the man has vamoosed after the baby has come. Please,
like what's wrong?
You need to take responsibility.
Like to men, take responsibility. But when we say that women are financially empowered, doesn't mean that you just sit there like a couch potato. It's not cool. like, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. People should take responsibility. It's a joint initiative.
Yes.
Yeah. So the next one now you talk about is during pregnancy. What's the
Yes.
key takeout there?
For during pregnancy, it's about taking care of yourself, like physically, like what are you eating? You know, our hormones are all over. So
Yeah.
sometimes you're like, oh, I'm going to eat healthy. My friend, your hormones have refused. So give yourself grace. So for that period, it's more of taking care of yourself
Yeah.
so that you can be ready to take care of your baby. So
Yeah.
I'm always like, okay, when you feel like exercising and you're up to it, if the morning sickness is not
Yeah.
that bad, do it. Do what you can when you
Yeah.
can. So that is
Yeah.
really the main take out there.
Yeah.
And by the morning sickness is a lie. It's all day sickness. It's a misnomer. Did you have morning sickness?
It's, I mean, the whole time you're nauseated. I mean,
Yeah.
as the first trimester was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole day, not in the morning.
No, yeah, I don't know why it was called morning.
I know.
Yeah, it's the mzungu. You know, where maybe in Britain it happens in the morning. Let's just assume.
I assume.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's very important. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I see securing the bag, journaling.
Yes. So journaling. I'm a big proponent for journaling because it helps you clarify your thoughts. So like for me, both pregnancies, I was journaling, and you know, my journal from the first helped me with the second, because sometimes mom brain, you've forgotten some of these
Yeah.
things. So when I was going through, like, I checked what was happening week 16. I was like, oh, kumbe, these symptoms were what I was going through.
Yeah.
So journaling helps you clarify your minds and put your thoughts together, and also makes you think, okay, what do I need to achieve? Because
Yeah.
that period, and this is another controversial thing,
Yeah.
pregnancy, it depends on what organization you're working for, if
Yeah.
you're employed. There are people who now like, oh, she's expecting. The projects somehow disappear. You're just by the way. You're
Yeah.
given lighter duties.
Yeah.
Not everyone is like that. There are organizations that are very supportive, but you
Yeah.
must take care of yourself. So if you can get that promotion before you go for maternity leave, the better. If
Yeah.
not, also think of what are the passive income sources that I can start
Yeah.
getting. Because you know the way they say that the reason you're so scared when your boss calls you is because everything is dependent on that.
Yeah.
But if you have your passive income, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I would like to keep the job, but it's not like you're desperate. So get
Exactly.
your passive sources of income working, whether it's money market funds, whether it's whatever it is, start
Yeah.
putting your finances together so that you're not always like anxious, oh, I've been away for the 3 months or however long, oh, what is it looking like? You're so on edge because everything is pegged on that job.
Yeah.
So get your bag together if you can. And I always say, if you can, everyone's situation is different.
It's different.
Yeah. So if you can, start putting money aside, start getting the passive income, start having the conversations of like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll be leaving, I'll be proceeding on maternity leave.
Yeah.
When I come back, what will it look like? Because sometimes mom say like, hey, I came back, everyone has moved on.
Yeah. People
You're just there, same position, same, and people moved on, and they start thinking, not all, remember,
Yeah.
not all, like, she's still having a newborn, she can't do this project, whatnot. So get yourself together. This is
Yeah.
where I'm going. When I come back, this is what I'd like my journey to look like. It's
Yeah.
not always that way. But if you can,
Exactly.
be deliberate about it so that when you
Yeah.
come back, you're not like, where? The whole world went and now I'm just
Yeah.
by the way. So be intentional about that so that you don't get unwell mentally when you come back
Exactly.
because, oh, now you see these guys have moved on. I'm still in the same position. I'm not being
Yeah.
given projects. So try and secure that bag as much as possible.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, because and also sometimes you may also lose that job.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you're not in control.
Exactly.
Yeah. Although it's against human rights, right?
It's against, but there's that quiet firing. Someone makes your life so unbearable that they're like, you need to go and take your child for a sick off or whatever.
Yeah.
It becomes a whole point of contention.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're breastfeeding, that hour becomes, so
And
there's
also
quiet
some smaller
firing.
businesses may not be able to sustain the role.
Exactly.
So there are challenges. So I think really thinking and preparing, and even like you're saying, like other, income streams, I think it's a good thing to think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, we have to continue lobbying for support
Yes.
from organizations to be very cognizance of the fact that, like you're going to bring another human to a country.
Exactly.
So you need to be supported.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what was that about, like lack of lactation room? So what did you want this woman to do?
Yeah.
You're engorged.
And there are stories like those we've had
And
in
it's
this
still
podcast.
happening.
Yeah.
It's still happening.
Yeah.
It's not.
I think we're a developing country, but obviously it is we're appealing to organizations to consider.
Yeah,
it is very important.
It is.
Because even when you come back, you still need lots of support.
You do.
Yeah, mothers still need a lot of support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially,
and then postpartum.
Postpartum. Now that one is for the first year. So now, how do you deal with it? Okay, now your body has changed. We talk about the physical part. Your body has changed. Okay, so accepting it's never going to be the same, but you don't have to live in a body that you're not happy with. And that is now another unpopular opinion that I have. I feel
You have a lot of unpopular ones.
Yes, I do. I do.
Yes.
But I think these are conversations that are had behind closed doors.
Okay.
But people have them, but they just don't have that
Courage
to speak up in public, because this whole body positivity thing, sometimes it's not good. I'm not saying go and troll somebody.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
But what good is it? And I say it in the book, what good is it telling somebody that it's okay, when her herself she's not happy the way she is. So I'm telling you, your body is not going to be what it was pre-pregnancy, but that doesn't stop you from trying to get it to what you would want to be. You want to wear some certain clothes, but you feel, it's so off and whatnot. Have you tried to put in the work? And I'm not for the diabetes drug that has become a weight loss drug. Ozempic. No. I'm not saying go that route. I'm not saying do the balloons. I mean, do you whatever you want, but I'm not going.
Do the balloons.
Yeah, they do the balloons now. God. It's the gastric sleeve, because they're short term.
But
you use it and then you go back. That's the thing, sustainability. So if you want to have a sustainable weight loss journey, then you really have to go back to like, okay, what am I eating? Am I eating junk every day and still saying that, this scale, it's called adulting.
Yes.
Adulting, you can't just eat anyhow.
Yeah.
You have to say, okay, I want to eat pizza, but I can't be eating the whole pizza. I'll take 2 slices. It's just adulting. You have to have restraint.
Yeah.
So get your nutrition in order. Do some workouts. Don't be seated there. Workout is not for me. My friend, as you grow older, you're not helping yourself.
Yeah. So
it's not your cup of tea, but adulting means you do the things that you don't necessarily want to do.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to do the walk or you have to do the 20, 30 minutes. Just find something that is bearable for you. But you can't say like, me, that's the way I am. Adulting is like, you cannot just be giving, that's the way I am. My friend, adulting means you have to do some things you don't want. We are no longer children. Like me, I'm not eating skuma. I'm not eating managu. I only want chips. Yes. You're an adult.
Yeah.
Get with the program.
Yeah.
You want to live longer? You want to be healthy?
Yeah.
You're going to have to exercise. You're going to have to check your diet. You're going to have to take control of your finances. You're not going to be like, hey, I don't have money in my bank account, but hey, Diani or wherever, here I come.
Yeah.
And then you're crying, I'm broke. My friend, we're not going to bail you out. Get with the program. So
you're a very tough teacher. Oh my God.
Adulting.
Your class is like, wake up. You're an adult.
Get up.
My God.
Yeah, so these are the realities, imagine.
Yeah, I know your class, they're going to throw stones first. What I know, haki yetu. And then they'll sit down and listen to you.
I know, it's hard to hear.
Because I know Mary back there is about to lift the first stone. She wants to throw a stone and say, oh, please, I know I'm an adult, but I still want chips.
You still want chips.
Right now, she's very hungry. She's like, chips. And we're about to eat chips, please.
You see? Then you're going to cry in my waistline. Can we be real? My waistline.
Then she's going to come back to you and tell you, Claire, oh, my waistline now.
I can't wear this dress. Adulting. But I say it with love. Honestly, I say it with love. But adulting just comes with so many things.
Yes.
Yeah, you must just do the things that are hard that you don't necessarily like to do. Yeah. But you've got to do them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a hard lesson. Even me, I'm feeling it.
You are ready for your chips as well.
I'm ready for
now. Can you change? Go and get pilau or something.
Oh my God.
My friend.
It's going to be hard.
No.
Hapa kwa Juma ni mbali sana.
Ni mbali.
Ama tuende pale kwa neighbor tukatakata.
Itabidi, because we want to, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I know, like me, I'm perimenopause. I need to seriously be eating
the way you're looking nice. You don't want to start bulging.
I know, I was big. I've lost 6 kgs.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to say that. You've lost.
I know.
Look
actually,
at
when I
you.
made this, I was bigger. That's why it's a little bigger.
Nice.
I
What are you
know.
doing? You're being an adult. What? Okay, I've stopped it now.
Not really, by the
what
way,
are you doing?
but my guide had told me that this weight doesn't go now at this age, so you really have to just exercise. I just do very little exercise.
Okay.
I just started just a little online jumping and all that, kidogo walking here and there.
You see? Yeah.
And it's hard.
It's
Clare.
hard, but you're seeing the results, and don't you like them? Don't you like them? Isn't that motivating you? What? Okay, now I'm quiet now.
What?
I'm quiet.
Who can sit in your class, mama? You're so tough. Adulting is real.
It's real.
Wow.
Okay, it's real.
Hey, I tell you, this book, guys, you have to buy it because the way adulting is real.
It's real.
Claire is saying, ata hakuna excuse.
There's no
Wait,
excuses.
these are tough lessons.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I know. But that's, I think it's tough love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take it as tough love.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Because sometimes we want to just be like, oh yeah. But at the end of the day, we still have to wake up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sound like my mom now. Hakuna mtu atakufanyia, ni wewe mwenyewe utafanya.
Yes.
Wow. Tough love, sister. Wow.
Yeah.
What else do you do for fun?
For fun, I'm very big on
Because
travel.
you sound very tough.
No, I can be laid back sometimes. So I love traveling.
Yeah.
Anywhere where there's a beach,
Yeah.
I love being there. It's just relaxing and calming. So I love to travel. I love to spend time with friends, just, sharing on our different journeys and all that. And I also love to write. So when I'm not writing books, I'm writing, whether it's journaling, whether it's just my thoughts, putting them together. I always find that fun. And I was saying that this year I want to take up golfing. I was just like, this golfing thing, I think I want to take it up. I'll see. I'll see.
I golf.
You golf,
Yes.
Yeah, maybe we should
And
go
I love it.
for a session.
Yeah. It's nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
What does it do for you?
I think for me it's very refreshing. You're working on the course for maybe 2 hours if you're doing half, 4 hours if you're doing a full 18. It's so refreshing.
Yeah.
I love it for networking.
Yes.
I love playing with my clients.
Yes.
And we can discuss business. By the time we are done, we've really built something. It's almost, it can be like a whole working session, but it's also very relaxing. And it's a sport I found.
Yeah.
I didn't know I have a sport. So
Yeah.
when I started golfing, now I have a sport.
You have a sport?
Yeah, because I wasn't a gym person.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a very gym person.
Yeah, so you see, you find what works for you.
You'd beat me up with that aldating of yours because I don't like.
Now me, I'm a gym person. I also enjoy it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so sometimes it's intense, but the mental high afterwards is incredible. So I'm a
wow.
gym.
That's
but me, I
nice.
do HIIT. I'm not there for 2 hours. Why am I in the gym for 2 hours?
Okay.
I do 30 to 40 minutes,
High
intense,
impact.
and we go. Yeah.
Yeah, I found something on YouTube. I was doing only 20 minutes.
Yes, and it works.
So and it was really good. Like just starting my day that way.
Yes.
It was very nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I will probably take up the others, but
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. And then I play twice a week.
Yeah, and it
I'm
works
good.
for you.
It works
as
for
long
me.
as it works for you and
It
you can be
works for me.
consistent,
Yeah.
then you go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you tell a new mom who is just feeling lost a little, What would be your advice for her?
Yeah. So to every mom watching this podcast, I want to tell you that you are in control of your life. Don't ever feel like you are so far out that you cannot come back. It starts with one step. Find that one thing that gives you joy and focus on it. And then find a community that really supports you. Sometimes you feel alone in this journey, but for sure, there's going to be 1 or 2 people who can support you, but you just need to reach out. So never feel ashamed to reach out. If you're feeling like you're drowning, never feel ashamed to reach out.
Yeah.
Motherhood is not easy. It's a blessing, but it's not easy. So always reach out. If you need help, tell somebody, speak to someone. You don't know, that person might be the person who helps you out of your situation. So you're never stuck. It's never too late to make that move. If you feel financially stuck, start today, start somewhere. Wherever it is, you feel like, oh my goodness, I don't have enough money. Start where you are, because haba na haba hujaza kibaba. We never built wealth through having all the money at once. So start today. If it's your fitness, you don't like where you're at, start today. Forget about the 10,000 steps. Go for those 100 steps. Then keep at it. Consistency is what is going to build and get you to that tipping point. So you're not alone. You can do it, but you need to start. And you will make it. You can enjoy motherhood, and you can really be a testimony of how motherhood is a blessing.
Yeah.
So I'm rooting for you. You are in the right space. It's a blessing and it's a privilege to be a mother. So go and shine.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Claire.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank
we
you.
have to we have to do another session to now talk about the topics that you've discussed, maybe in depth.
Yeah.
I'd really like us to talk about mental wellness.
Yes.
Because it's very important for mothers.
Yeah.
But I love the tips that you've given us.
Thank you.
Just start from where you are.
Absolutely.
You know, and all women are beautiful.
Absolutely.
So we're not saying we have to be taller or shorter or,
Yes.
or bigger or smaller. All women are beautiful. What we're saying is we need to be healthy.
Yes.
We need to be healthy for ourselves, for our children, for the work we do, and also to enjoy life, because we have a bigger role. We work, and then you remember the way you
Yeah.
introduced yourself.
Yes.
Like this is who I am, this is what I do. And then by night,
Yes.
because you're working throughout 24/7, when you go home now, you start another job.
job.
Your terribles, whatever, are waiting for you. You know? So I think this is a very good book, and I would recommend it. Where can we find it?
You can get it on Nuria, you can get it at Kibanga Books, and you can get it on Amazon, or you can look at my page, Clare Dudieu on Instagram,
Yes.
Or X, and you can purchase from there.
Yeah, we're going to put your handles.
Yes,
So
please,
grab
thank
a
you.
copy. It's always good to educate yourself.
Yes.
I am very big on educating ourselves on many things, because we are not experts of everything. So just pick up the book when you're nursing your baby, read 2 pages, you know, and then you learn about maybe financial wellness, mental wellness, how to build communities, and also
Yes.
plug into communities that are near you,
Yeah.
so that we can be whole and healthy.
Yeah.
So I look forward to maybe looking for having another session when we have more
Yes,
time, and then
yes.
we can talk about maybe mental wellness. We can also talk about financial fitness. We can
Yes.
also talk about physical fitness.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
that
You
we
come
can,
with a gym wear.
so that we can kick ass and have fun.
Exactly.
Yeah. So for me, the takeaway for today: adulting is real. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we have to wake up and do it.
Yeah.
Because we admire. You may be admiring the wealthy person. You may be admiring the fitter person. You may be admiring a person who looks like what you want to become. But you've got to put in the work.
Yeah.
Nobody got in there by chance.
Yes.
They put in the work. So we've got to wake up, roll our sleeves, and put in the work.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank
you for
you.
coming. Thank you, our viewers. This was Clare Munde, the author of Bounce Back Babe. Hello. If you want to bounce back smoothly, pick up a copy of her book, and also follow her on all her social media pages. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And leave us a comment about how you bounced back. We want to hear your story and build on that. Thank you so
Awesome.
much.
Thank
Until
you.
next time, bye-bye.